Uh, really, this is just horrible. I mean, the weather's been awful, everything's been awful. I mean, look at this weather. Look at it. It's just annoying. Like, why does it have to be so rainy all the time? You expect more from New England, like snow. Anyways, hey everyone. No, it's been a while since I made a video. I've been working on getting better stuff, better programs, and actually writing a script for once. Yes, I know, surprising coming from me. Um, it's just that I've been really lazy and not making anything. I mean, I do have some ambition, but look at this. 2 months is quite a long time. Like, a month in between each video. That's not right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start trying to make a video every week to maybe actually get some consistency out of me. Will it work? Probably not, knowing me. You know, I'm not the most reliable on people. But, yeah, that's basically it for all I have to say about not having made a video for a month. But right now, I'm going to do something actually relevant for once, instead of just rambling on about whatever I see fit, you know, whatever's just on my mind. So, I'm going to do what every other person like me who doesn't want to show their ugly mug on this YouTube, because honestly you don't want to see this rat face of an opossum from space, whatever. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking up a news article from online. Going to use CNN, not the most reliable or people for a truthful story, but they're all I have. So it looks like we have a story on vandalism, specifically Trump. I was looking through and I just saw that. Oh, hey, look, here's a video on that. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So I read the article and it was just talking about how somebody took a pickaxe to his Hollywood star. That was really it. And the suspect's on like $20,000 bail. I mean, that's a lot of money. I mean, I'm broke. Trust me. But I couldn't pay that off, and honestly, I wouldn't do it in the first place. Now, I was reading it over, and CNN doesn't condemn this action anywhere. I looked over and it was just saying how people spit on it, had their dogs pee on it, they stomp on it regularly, you know, all of that. And nowhere in it said, oh, hey, look, this is bad, you shouldn't vandalize things or not. I mean, seems like they're biased. I'm not going to say anything else like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. So, yeah, just awful people doing awful things, and there's not really much else you can do about it. Other than that, I didn't really find anything interesting in the article. We just talked about a few people. I just hit the mic, whoever. Talked about a few people who they asked for a bit to talk about. It still wasn't really anything like, oh, hey, they shouldn't have done that. And it's just, why? Why would you do this? It's a piece of a walkway. And you don't have to ruin it just because you dislike the person based off of their politics. And what's wrong with your species? I mean, mine wants to regularly kill itself, and right now I want to do it a lot, but whatever. The other thing, since the other thing we're going to talk about to make this video actually more than 10 minutes and actually worth watching, is a video I found on CNN. What's with CNN's hard-on for the president? I mean, pretty much everything they have there is about Donald Trump, and that's it. So let's get into the video.
This afternoon, in a speech to the VFW, President Trump told veterans to ignore what the news media is reporting about the economy as the president pushes the U.S. toward a trade war.
That makes no sense whatsoever. A trade war? What are you going to do? Put sanctions on each other until you don't want to fight anymore, or whatever it is? How would a trade war work? The USA is one of the highest importer-exporters, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked it up, so I can't tell you for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Let's get back to the video, see what else they have to say.
Just stick with us. Don't believe the crap you see from these people, the fake news. Just remember, what you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening.
It seemed a clear and concise mission statement of sorts for the Trump presidency. Quote, stick with us. Just remember what you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening. And while these specific remarks were about the economy and journalists, they also encapsulate the attitude President Trump has towards all subjects and all voices that are not his.
Not at all what he was talking about. He's talking about you, the mainstream media, how they lie all the time. I mean, look at this, okay? Look at all of this. It's obvious that just you alone aren't exactly one who can be trusted. He's saying, don't believe everything you see on TV or whatever. Let's get back to the next thing.
Disturbingly, that also holds true for the subject of the security of the United States, because also today, after denying and then admitting and then denying Russian election interference in the 2016 presidential...
There's no evidence proving or disproving that Russia had any impact on the elections. There's no proof that they did. There's no proof that it didn't. Both sides are lying when they say Russia did. They have no proof. Well, I mean, it's not that they're lying. I mean, it could have happened. It's just that there's no proof to prove either way. No evidence. If there was, they would have already been charged and all of that. Let's go to the next bit.
The election, President Trump tried something new. He tweeted, quote, I'm very concerned that Russia will be fighting very hard to have an impact on the upcoming election. Based on the fact that no president has been tougher on Russia than me, they will be pushing very hard for the Democrats. They definitely don't want Trump. Now, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence had no comment when CNN asked for any evidence that the Russians are going to be, quote, pushing very hard for the Democrats.
Russia interfering for the Democrats? Yeah, I'm not with him. I'm not like biased on his side, but both sides here have no evidence that the interference actually happened. There's no about the claim. There's no proof that, oh hey look, they did it for this group or they did it for that group. So both sides saying that they did or didn't is not backed up.
You'll recall, of course, what Vladimir Putin told the world 8 days ago.
President Putin, did you want President Trump to win the election, and did you direct any of your officials to help him do that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Now, it is unclear why Putin, whose government has celebrated his meeting with President Trump, would suddenly back a different horse. After all, even though the president's own intelligence chiefs maintain that the Russian government launched cyber attacks against the United States to intervene in the 2016 election, even though a week and a half ago, the Justice Department announced indictments of 12 Russian military intelligence officials in that attack.
Was Russian interference, like the Russians hacked the election system, there's no way that it could be linked to Putin. I mean, there could be a way, but you need to have the actual proof that it happened in the first place before you can go around accusing people of being linked to a thing that people are only being accused of. These people have been indicted for interfering. And an indictment, by the dictionary definition, is a formal accusation. A formal accusation. Not proof, not charging someone with a crime, but just saying, hey, I'm pretty sure you did this crime, and we're going to investigate and all of that.
We all saw President Trump standing next to the man behind those attacks on the American people, Vladimir Putin.
There's no conclusive proof.
And the president seeming to side with him, a former KGB official over U.S. intelligence official, seeming to side with the perpetrator over his victims, the American people. Now, President Trump did try to walk that back, but over the weekend in a tweet, he again called Russian election interference, quote, a big hoax.
This is just going around and around and around in a big fat circle. There's no evidence that Russia interfered. And besides, the freaking what's it called? The Electoral College was the one who decided Trump was going to be the president. So you can't just say that, oh hey look, Russia interfered with elections and put Trump in power. No, it doesn't work like that.
So today the president said that there is currently election interference, but it's going to help the Democrats, a charge he makes with no evidence. Has there ever been a president with so little apparent regard for the credibility of his own national security announcements?
That's CNN talking about credibility. You're one to talk.
This is not, after all, just a matter of election security. The Wall Street Journal reports today that according to one Department of Homeland Security official, Russian hackers last year gained access to the control rooms of U.S. electrical utilities and, quote, got to the point where they could have thrown switches and disrupted power flows. Just a few months ago.
Yes, hacking a power station is bad, but hacking a power station is completely different than hacking the election system. A power station would have not nearly as much government security as the election system would. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're comparing pretty much apples to oranges. Now, this is completely different. And these people don't even know what they're talking about. Hacking isn't like, oh, hey, look, we hacked them, now let's do all of this. No, that's not how hacking works. Let's get back to the video.
The Republican chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee was sounding the alarm that the U.S. is still not prepared to guard against future Russian cyber attacks on the upcoming elections.
This issue is urgent. If we start to fix these problems tomorrow, we still might not be in time to save the system.
But again, if one subscribes to this brand new presidential ethos, you won't pay attention to any of this or worry or fret. You'll just, quote, remember what you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening, unquote.
You didn't even give enough context so that we could be clear on what he's talking about here. I honestly think that he's talking about people like you, CNN, the news agencies, not the normal Joe who's like, oh, hey, look, I don't think Trump is right about blank. You know, he's not talking about anyone who disagrees with him. He's talking about the news agencies that are feeding information, quote-unquote information to the people. It's just... Let's get back to this video. See what else they have to say.
Now, for the rest of you who want to understand what you're seeing and reading and who understand this is actually all happening, thanks for watching.
No. Again. No. To get a good idea of what's actually going on, you can't just look at one person, listen to one news channel and say, like, oh, that's exactly what's going on. They're telling the truth. No, you have to look at very many people. I'm biased. You're biased. Everyone is biased. And you need to get different people, diverse opinions on the actual subject at hand. Because one person's not going to say the same thing as another person. And they're both not going to say exactly what's going on. They're going to say how they see what's going on. So you need to go through a few people and see, like, oh, hey, look, they're saying this. All right, I can see that. Oh, hey, look, they're saying this. All right. You can't just go to one person and believe that, hey, that's going to be exactly right. So that was the video for the most part. I must say, actually making the video has been way quicker. Like, it's been insanely quick. Like, I was able to get this out in just one day, and I was able to write the script, edit it, put it all together, record it. I've started using actual programs that are meant to be used for making good videos, like Adobe Premiere is pretty good. I mean, it's better than OpenShot over there. I mean, this piece of junk shouldn't be called OpenShot, it should be called Headshot, because it makes me want to shoot myself in the head. Also, voice recording, I've used Audacity for recording it instead of the native voice recorder that comes with my computer. You know, like Windows 10 has the weird voice recorder app. Yeah. And also, last video, I kind of screwed up the outro. I made it a little bit too long so that the actual title card thing, it didn't work. I will be fixing that in this video. I made it 20 seconds, how long it's supposed to be. So it should be fixed, and yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys at least took something from this. I don't know what you would take from it, honestly. And I don't know if you could enjoy it. But yeah, that was the video. I just wanted to get this out here. I'm going to start trying to stick to a schedule and all of that. But hey, this was a Wednesday. Good old hump day. Hope you guys have a nice rest of the week. I'll see you then. By then, I mean next video. Alright, bye.